this video, I'll be guiding you through Taro Yamane's formula. I will take you step by step through the process of determining a sample size of 400. If you are given a question like this for you to use Taro Yamane calculation formula, and maybe the question is yield of the Taro Yamane formula for sample size determination calculate the sample size for the population of 20,000. Now, this is the formula you are expected to use. Taro Yamane formula. For those that, if you cannot see it well, this is it. Taro Yamane is a formula for calculating sample size. Now, the first thing you need to do, this is your population, 20,000, and this is formula that you are expected to use. And the first thing you need to do here is for you to identify the formula. For you to identify when you write the formula out. And Taro Yamane formula is N is equals to capital letter N all over 1 plus capital letter N. Open bracket, E, close the bracket, raised to power 2. Now, the next step is for you to do the breakdown of the formula. Do the breakdown of the formula. That means N now is equals to the sample size, which is unknown, because it's the sample size you are expected to determine from the population of 20,000. So N is unknown. The capital letter N, the small letter n, is the sample size, which is unknown. Then the capital letter N is the population size. The population size. And the population size here is 20,000. You know it already. Then the next one here is 1. And 1 means constant. So you can't change it. This one must be there. 1 is constant. You already know the capital letter on, which is the population size, 20,000. Then you have your E. The E here means margin of error. Margin of error, which is equals to 0.05. Your margin of error must be 0.05. And this actually means that whenever you share your your questionnaire, it's not possible for you to get the 100% accurate answers. There are some things that may be missing. So that is why you have a margin of errors. And the margin of error is equals to 0.05. Then the next one is, you see, we have the rundown of the formula, and this is what they call the rundown of the formulas, or the breakdown of the formula. Now the next thing you need to do now is for you to work it out. You work it out. That is the next step. Now for you to work it out, now you read it again. Said with the aid of formula of Taro Yamane formula for sample size determination, they said you should calculate the sample size for the population of 20,000. Now, N is equals to the population. What is your population? The population is you have 20,000. I told you, I said earlier, N stand for the capital letter N stand for the population, while the small letter n stand for the sample size. So you said 1 plus your population, 20,000. Open the bracket. Margin of error is 0.05 raised to power 2. It was statistically proved that when using Taro Yamane formulas, you must arrive at 400. That means your sample size must be 400. You understand? And for you to get this the accurate sample size of 400 using Taro Yamane formula, you must follow the right steps. You must follow the right steps, because if you miss one step, you may not be able to arrive at the 400. So you may arrive, if you missed any steps, or if you calculate it in a wrong way, you may have like 300 and something. But if you follow the right steps, you will arrive at 400. So let's start the magic. You have 20,000 all over 1 plus 20,000, open bracket 0.05 close the bracket raised to power 2. So now let's start our calculation. Remember to follow the steps. Now n is equals to 20,000 all over 1, which is constant plus 20,000, open bracket 0.05 times 0.05, because it is raised to power 2 here. That will give us 0.0025. Now the next one here, you said n is equals to 20,000 all over now 1 plus 20,000. That will give us 20,001, open bracket 0.0025 close the brackets. Now the next step here is for you to times it. N is equals to 20,000 all over. Now 20,001 times 0.0025. That should give us 50.0025. Now divide it. N is equals to 20,000 divided by 50.0025. That will give us 399.9. Now n is equals to 400, because you approximate it to 400. Now you now come here and said, therefore, comma, the sample size is approximately 400. Full stop. Now this is the correct service. Hope you understand. So if you calculate even using 1,000 population, you still arrive at 400. So that is what you are expected to do. You still arrive at what? At 400.